Welcome to Marvelicious Toys. We bring you news and reviews of Marvel toys, statues, and more. Because not all Marvel collections can be bagged and boarded. They're not
Big
just
news
toys,
from the web is
they're
all about
Marvelicious.
San Diego.
News is coming hard and fast, guys.
Well, it's in a couple weeks now, jeez.
I know, it's less than a month away. Actually, by about this time right now, we're going to be, like, pretty liquored up, I bet. Because it'll be, Saturday night, and we'll be having fun in downtown San Diego.
It seems kind of light so far.
We've gotten most of the big heavy hitters that we normally get exclusives from.
Funko in the past has done up to, 6 exclusive pops, counting AFX and counting their own booth and some other booths around. And here it's looking much smaller.
Well, keep in mind that as we all age and as the seasons change, Funko picks up 18 more licenses. And all of the exclusives are going to start being spread out among these licenses. I mean, they're like red blood cells multiplying at this point.
And in fact, there's only one classic pop vinyl. I mean, yeah, we mentioned last show, AFX is doing another flocked rocket that is slightly different in outfit. But Funko themselves only has one classic pop vinyl. It's the Age of Ultron Captain America in his unmasked version. So people who are purists and just get the poppiest of pops, that's the only one you need. You're going to have to kick claw and stand in line to get it, but it's just the one. If you have to go to eBay, it's just one scalper getting paid.
Are there purists who don't do the other special ones? Are people drawing lines in the sand now when it comes to Funko?
Yeah, absolutely. There are people who, I don't collect any of the Wacky Wobblers. Anytime there's a Wacky Wobbler exclusive, I'm like, thanks, but no.
But there's people who do draw the line on the deluxe sets, the big ones with the vehicles.
Mm-hmm. Or the giant ones like Thanos and Baymax.
Okay.
It doesn't fit their collection. They started just getting all these pops that all had exactly the same size boxes and fit on exactly the same size shelves. They may not be into Deadpool with a chimichanga truck or the Dorbs line. So both of those, though, are Funko exclusives this year. The chimichanga truck, Justin, I gotta know, how are you in for a gray Deadpool with a gray chimichanga truck?
She's back, right? Didn't I miss the red one and the regular truck already? I think I might have to grab this one.
Well, you could probably go to Barnes & Noble and get the red one.
Yeah, very true. Well, no, see, I'm that guy who isn't necessarily in on those bigger sets. It's got to be something that really catches my eye. So, I don't know. This one does look kind of cool being the X-Force version, though, doesn't it? You don't see that version of Deadpool very often in pop form. It's always the blue and yellow one and the red and black one.
They've done a X-Force one before. What I like, though, is I think this truck looks so much better in, gunmetal gray than it did in yellow. It looks like a real food truck now.
Yeah.
I don't like the Deadpool as much as the red Deadpool, but that truck rocks.
I wonder if we're going to get really sick of chimichangas by the time next year rolls around. I really think that Fox is missing a huge opportunity to market the movie with a chimichanga food truck at conventions.
Or a food tie-in with El Paso.
There are frozen chimichangas in the freezer section.
It's been way too long since Taco Bell has had a movie food tie-in.
And they don't even sell chimichangas. They'll have to make something up.
Don't worry. They got it. Taco Bell's good at this.
Yeah, there's only so many things you can do with those 7 ingredients.
Yeah, 7 ingredients and every conceivable combination.
It's the Deadpool movie chimichanga special.
And then now I'm faced with a question of my own. Where do I draw my lines? Do I have boundaries?
I don't think you do.
Have you ever established boundaries?
But,
it's like he's in therapy.
But the third Funko exclusive, assuming they don't announce more, is a 6-inch supersized Dorbs Rocket Raccoon.
I think he's cute, and if you're in line already, you should get him.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, too. I'm on the fence, and whenever you're on the fence and already in the line, you buy.
Yes, that's the rule.
And I have the tiny Dorbs Rocket, and he is Dorbs. The name doesn't lie.
He's totes Dorbs. That's what the kids say, Justin.
Oh, believe me, I know. I have a 10-year-old who's going on 17 now, apparently. I'll have to ask Rory if she'd be into this. I mean, personally, I'm not going to get into this Dorbs line, but this might be something that she digs on, but she's definitely a Rocket and Groot fan. So I might be having to head over there and see if she wants that one.
Well, speaking of Groot, the thing that makes me think there may be more San Diego Comic-Con exclusives yet to be announced by Funko, our friends at Marvel Toy News snagged a photo of a Hikari Groot with a San Diego Comic-Con 2015 sticker on the front. And this one, it looks like Groot in winter. His hands are frozen and he's got like snow over him.
He's like a Groot Christmas tree.
Actually, he just looks like he has mange. I'm not a fan of this. And see, I like the Hikaris. And some of them I look at and I'm like, oh, hell yeah, just buy it. Because I like the different color combinations they do. And some of them, I don't have to get all of one character. I'm totally fine just picking out the colors I love. This one, not so much. I don't think the snow effect is very good.
I'm right there with you. I made the choice at $80 per Hikari and a minimum of 5 variants per character that I would get one of each character and more if I really liked the variants. And this one, I'm like, well, I'm going to be in line anyway. That's a plus. But I'm not sold. Like, if this was a Hot Topic exclusive, I'd pass.
Or wait for it to be marked down.
Yeah.
Also, it's not like it's tying into some scene from the movie or some iconic scene from a comic book. It just seems like, what else do you do with Groot other than make him rainbowy and then see-through and then glittery? It's like, well, paint some white on there and he'll be a Groot snowbird. It's just kind of weird.
If they'd done what you said and made him a Christmas tree, I would have really gone with that. If they like had lights on him and, you know, if he was a happy Groot, but I mean, they have one mold and infinite paint jobs. So
it's not even paint jobs. A lot of it's just injection molding.
Okay. So a lot of different injection colors. So I'm on the fence on that one. Comic-Con's expensive as it is, so I'm leaning towards the no, but I'll probably pick it up if I get in the line. If I don't get in the line and I have to go to eBay, it's an absolute no.
Honestly, these are a really high price point, and unless I see one that I'm like absolutely head over heels in love with, I can wait for it to go on clearance or just skip it.
Yeah. If it was an exclusive character, like the way they did the exclusive Hulkbuster to their Marvel Core box, I'd be all in. I'd be fighting to get it. But as a repaint, yeah, I'm kind of bored with it.
It's good to know. I'm going to have to rethink my shopping list for Christmas for you this year.
But there's another Hikari that I like a lot more than Groot, and it was announced a bit later. Deadpool. It's Cosmic Powers Deadpool.
How exactly is that Cosmic Powers?
It doesn't look anything like Cosmic Spider-Man, I'll admit, but I just like it because he's got like this iridescent red that fades into orange and yellow and black, and it's a metallic look. I think this looks awesome.
He looks like he'd be a fan of the Germany national football team.
That too.
So if you're a big German soccer fan, as we call it in America, this might be your Deadpool. I don't think there's anything cosmic about it. I guess they expect like something to look like a galaxy with blues and milky colors going through it.
Yeah, I mean, Cosmic Powered Spider-Man was blue, white, and had like star fields.
Yeah, I don't know how this is cosmic.
All right, but take away the name, it still looks awfully pretty.
I like it because he's shiny. Is that wrong?
That's what I like about him.
He's like a candy apple red car. His head is, the back of it. Yeah.
Imagine if Iron Man was Deadpool.
That would be an awesome Iron. Do they make Iron Man in the cars? They don't, do they? I've never seen one.
I believe they showed us one at Toy Fair as a tease.
Ah, okay.
But I think the most exciting news for me is out of Hasbro, where they've announced what I assume to be the first, but not the last, Marvel exclusive of the con.
Yeah, it's hard to know if they're going to do anything in the 3 3/4 inch, but right now what they are showing us is the exclusive Marvel Legends set this year. And boy, I tell you right off the bat, I'm happy because it looks like it's going to be an easier box to pack up and ship home.
I take full credit for that because I talked to Dwight one-on-one at Toy Fair.
Yep, the packaging is quite literally a book.
And it's a gorgeous book. It's the Book of Ashanti, and it comes with a, like, role-play sized medallion you can wear, so you could be pimping like Doctor Strange. So aside from the figures, which are awesome and we'll talk about, I'm like, do I need one book and medallion or two?
I can just see you walking around with that on.
Yes, you can.
And I probably will.
But then the figures it comes with, it's kind of funny that it's this year's exclusive and not next year when the movie's coming out, but all Doctor Strange based. You get that Doctor Strange figure we were just talking about, only he's milky translucent.
Yeah, see another trick that they did in the Marvel Universe line already. That phasing or whatever Doctor Strange from the Marvel Universe line is very, very hard to find and pretty expensive on the secondary market.
And they took Scarlet Witch's hex rings and made them blue translucent also.
Yep. Hey, and they got our Marvel versus Capcom favorite character in there, Dormammu. Dormammu. Too many M's in that name.
Yeah, he's a cool looking character, though. I've always had a thing for him, man.
Yeah, this whole box set looks pretty cool. Like, all the characters are, like you said, cool looking, even if you're not completely familiar with them.
And then we're getting a couple characters. I never got too deep into Doctor Strange. I read him with the crossovers. So I do know Doctor Strange. I do know Dormammu, but I'm not as familiar with Dr. Voodoo or Gila.
Yeah, nor am I. But going back to what we said originally, they just look awesome. This is one of the most interesting looking sets that we've seen in a long time. There's a lot of different color going across it.
I love that the colors really pop against like the red foam they're in. You know, it's just, it looks like a jewelry box for figures.
It does, with the old school pages of the book all, you know, faded and turning yellow and stuff like that. And then the bright red velvet finish background.
But perhaps my biggest geek joy here is getting Magic in her Marvel Now outfit with that big ass sword. Hasbro has said there are certain figures that they just can't send to retail. They haven't said why, but I figure it's all those crazy moms who got Breaking Bad toys pulled and like to harp on whatever they can at the moment. So I'm happy that we're getting this character that I do think is too hot for toy stores.
She's a little tamer than some of the other females that they've snuck into these packs over the years. But yeah, I can see this one not doing too well at Toys R Us if she was singly packed. Or doing exceptionally well. One way or the other.
It's for the dads.
Yeah, so this is a nice set. We're getting 5 Legends figures in a gorgeous book with a medallion. They're loaded with accessories. They're all gorgeous. And if I were to buy 5 figures at Toys R Us, I would spend more than what they're charging. $105.
Well, like you said, at a price point of $20 each, and then a little bit of a con exclusive markup, it's not out of line for what I would expect the price to be.
And then Diamond Comics, which is pre-orderable through Entertainment Earth, has 3 San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. There's another Sofubi, and this one I'm definitely passing on. I don't like the Sofubis that aren't in the kind of monopod structure like I've bought so far. They also have other Sofubis that are not Hikaris, and they just look like, well, I'd see them at a toy store, but not one for kids.
Yeah, this just seems like a weird baby, doesn't it? Like it's this weird rubbery baby that you're going to carry around. Oh, maybe I need him to carry around.
I can get you one that's not exclusive if it saves us time.
Yeah, because perhaps I need to put him in a little stroller or something or carry him around wrapped in a blankie because it's downright creepy. I think it's his head and his torso. Specifically the torso. It looks like he's got little pants on.
The whole thing just once again feels like some sort of bootleg of somebody describing something they saw in the United States while they were over in the United States. So he's this character, he has a cape and the collar comes up and he's kind of squinty in his eyes. It's like, how's this look? Perfect.
Hey, I love me a good bootleg, okay? I love bootleg figures, but I see what you're saying here. It's just wrong, isn't it?
It's very, very weird.
It's because of the bald head that it looks like a little rubber baby.
Yeah.
And then Entertainment Earth is also getting the flocked rocket that I think is the same one that I pre-ordered at AFX, I think.
Yeah, it looks the same.
Still think it sounds like a Canadian sex act.
And they're getting an exclusive Ant-Man Mini-Mates box set with translucent parts and Yellow Jacket and Ant-Man and civilian Scott Lang and then a giant ant named Tony or Thony.
See, that's a set that I kind of dig. I don't know why. It's still just mini-mates, but looking at it, it looks a little more fun than the standard comic-based ones that we're always talking about.
Yeah, and it's limited to 3,000 pieces, and this set is available for order still at Entertainment Earth if you're not going to the con. The other 2 exclusives have pre-sold out.
Now, speaking of Ant-Man, do you guys expect him to have a big presence at Comic-Con this year?
No, I expect him to have a small presence at Comic-Con.
Ah, you're funny. It's not going to be in Hall H. It's going to be like in a stall in the bathroom, right? His panel. It's going to be that big.
It's going to be crawling over us while we're in line waiting for Hall H.
That's true, yes. Well, I don't know about you guys, but every year I wait anxiously to see what's going to be on the lamppost in the Ganslappen district, because they always put something from the convention highlighting it, and it says celebrating the popular arts, and they always pick a movie like it was Avengers and Guardians was there. Well, this year, it's Ant-Man. Ant-Man is all over San Diego. Yeah, see? That's a good reaction, Justin. That's kind of, I was like, oh, Ant-Man? Okay.
So would you say the Ant-Man is crawling all over San Diego?
Well, no, because he did not get the trolleys this year. Remember last year S.H.I.E.L.D. had the trolleys. This year it's some show called Scream Queens that's got the trolleys. If it had the trolleys, I'd say they were crawling all over.
Actually, if they had the shuttles to the hotel, that's when they're crawling.
Yes, because you ain't moving in that.
I think it makes sense. I feel like the last 3 or 4 years, they've always been the Marvel movie that's coming out next. I remember a couple years ago, it was Winter Soldier. You remember with the beat up S.H.I.E.L.D. everywhere.
And then it was Guardians, and yeah, they usually do get that. Well, that is very cool. We'll be sure to get some pictures of that when we're there, and I'm sure you're going to be more excited about Ant-Man when you leave the con than when we go.
You think?
Yeah, you get hyped. We saw Hamlet 2 because we saw enough signage. So no matter whether Ant-Man's good or bad, I have a feeling the constant barrage mixed with, it's almost like something they could use at Guantanamo. It's sleep deprivation with constant exposure to advertisement, which creates susceptibility.
I think it's called Stockholm Syndrome.
We are now vying for our captors. We're siding with them. Marvel being our captor.
Thanks for watching this video. You can see full episodes of Marvelicious Toys with more collecting news and reviews at marvelicioustoys.com. We also have thousands of toy and collectible photos in our photo gallery. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, make mine Marvelicious.